Good day, gamers. PurpleMentat here, bringing you the start of a brand new series. I am going to be doing a playthrough of FortressCraft Evolved. I'm choosing this as my comeback game because after being away from the general Minecraft world for a couple of months, I was starting out streaming again and getting into the swing of things when a key for FortressCraft Evolved showed up from a generous viewer. And I then proceeded to stream the game until 4 a.m. a couple of nights in a row and decided that this is the one that's really exciting me. Now, this is a game that has some similarities to Minecraft, but some very vast differences as well, and it's those differences that help make it great. For one thing, it sure looks a whole heck of a lot better, and for another, it actually started its life before Minecraft as a proof of concept that you could, in fact, make a voxel game that worked on Xbox 360, I believe, and has since then become the developer's primary job. He is very active with his community, streams frequently his development, and loves to come into the streams of people that are showing off his game and chat with them and lament at how they're breaking his baby. Let's get a world started. I've got Hello World, which was the one that I had been working on, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead and reset that. This is going to be our Let's Play a Game. Resource levels and such. Oh, whoops, you have to hit enter. Derp. You would think that you wouldn't want plentiful on everything, because, well, that's easy, right? But you're going to want to leave resource level on plentiful. Despite scrolling through and seeing that scarce resources are well balanced for most single player worlds, I've tried the scarce resources. You definitely don't want Greg level unless that's your bag. You're gonna really, like, it's bad. You don't play on Greg level unless you enjoy old school Greg tech on hardest mode. But plentiful resources, it says you're going to massively accelerate your early and late game progression. I believe that on plentiful, you're still expected to dump 100 hours into this game. So yeah. You're also not going to want scarce power. Yeah, so basically, you want the plentifuls because it boosts the early game. You're just going to, I mean, you really just want to use the default. I want things to be hardcore sometime. Maybe I'll come back and play with the harder stuff, but for your very first time through, the game's not super forgiving in terms of the resource costs of everything. So we're going to go ahead and use default everything. Yeah. Fast conveyors, plentiful power, plentiful resources. And as you can see, the world creates very, very quickly. And this is the, somewhat storyline involved. Bit of a meteor shower as you're docking your spaceship. And one of them that they did not track in time. Going down? Welcome to tutorial! You get an invulnerable, impenetrable force field protecting you from the world and the world from you until after you complete the tutorial, which are just giant bubbles that pop up on the screen for you. On plentiful, they start you with a couple of useful helpers. You get started with an extra power block, an extractor, a tiny coal vein right next to where you are, as well as a storage hopper. We'll go over all of that briefly. So as you can see, your first step is to target the CPH, the Central Power Hub, and press E. You will then click Add Resources, which will dump the most efficient fuel you have into there. The most efficient fuel we have being a piece of coal ore. Like most games, you can hit I to open your inventory, see what you're working with. We have 3 extractors, 5 torches, and 4 coal ore handy. Next thing up, we need to charge our suit. Without our suit warming us, this frozen alien wasteland will kill us with hypothermia. It is one of the primary survival threats in the beginning of the game. So we're going to go ahead and take power away from the hub as it generates. As you can see, the hub is generating about 4 joules per second from what I can see. Yeah, somewhere around there. And that isn't even enough for your hub to notice in terms of power level. But your suit only holds 256 units of power, which are being called joules, even though that is a very small unit of power in reality. Once your suit is full, then the tutorial will allow you to move on to the next step. Add more resources as necessary. It's a pretty simple tutorial. There. Now, or you can extract it from here because I forgot that this existed. So yeah, hold Q to extract from the power storage block. Your central power hub will automatically output to any machines that are connected to the hub, which includes this power storage block, the research station, the manufacturing plant, and the ore smelter that you start with. Now, you're going to want to press E and add power to this ore extractor. This is currently hooked up to a coal vein right there, so that'll provide more fuel for us. And then we can collect some coal from the hopper by pointing at it and pressing Q. You cannot interact with the coppers through a UI. Oops, we're freezing, as you can see. Hypothermia is starting to set in because we have no power. Oh, but our little robot friend there is giving us the last of his power cells to keep us alive. Now, this in our hand right now is the scanner. You can use a couple of different options for it. You can ping air to show you air blocks nearby, useful underground when hunting for caverns. You can ping unknown. Right now, the entire world is unknown, so that's a bit of an eyesore. And you can ping for known ore. First thing I'm going to go ahead and scan is this block of coal right here. There we go. That is a relatively small coal vein, but it's nice that we have it gifted to us. And we can scan the snow. We can we scan this? It's a crafted block. Nope, we can't. Things that we built, we don't get to scan. But anything in the world that we find, we get to scan and take back to the research station. Let's check out this unknown material. It's going to cost us 35 power and give us 1 research point. We can spend that 1 research point to learn how to make storage crates, or to recover the black box data from our ship. And as you can see that there are quite a few research projects that we're going to need to gather more and more points for. But before we get there, we're going to need to get a power core for our little robot buddy there. We're going to scroll down. We're going to enter the manufacturing plant by pointing at it and hitting E. You can't right-click things in this game. That's just not how it works. You do not access interfaces that way. And with 2 copper bars, we can create the A.R.T.H.E.R power core, because A.R.T.H.E.R is awesome. By keeping this in our inventory, our little buddy will be able to come along and help out. Tutorial is now complete, and if you do get stuck in the future, we've been as deep as 212 meters, it remembers that from the other game, you can hit H to bring up the in-game help. There is even contextual help in that if you point at a specific machine or block, it will show you, hey, that's what's happening. It also shows you what's selected in your hotbar and the current most suggested guide. The flaming wreck of your ship is over here. You're going to want to be careful with that because, well, you can burn to death as well if you happen to jump into the fire. It's even seriously suggesting that I put down... it started me with 3 conveyor belts and a logistics hopper. If you place your conveyor belts down, and put the hopper at the end, it will automatically transport your ore from the storage hopper into the logistics hopper, which will feed the power hub when it needs fuel. So that's a very, very nice thing that they give you that you do not start out with on... what was it? scarce resources. You only get this whole setup, which that storage hopper is actually rather expensive and not super easy to get to. The conveyor belt's less so. And the free coal right off the bat, that's great. But you do not get this whole set of machines over here, unless you are on Plentiful. And I've got some coal ore here. Let's go ahead and extract some power from one energy cell and put it in another. You unfortunately cannot pick up the energy cells and have them remember. You can't carry energy around in them. But there will be more efficient ways of transferring energy from point A to point B later on. At the moment, we're kind of stuck relying on our suit to make that happen. And this is going to go ahead and store up. Wow, actually it already has 100 coal stored. And then once this guy hits maximum, oh wow, it's generating 8 per minute. When you're on scarce, you generate half of this. You generate 4 ore per minute. And it takes twice as much ore for you to create anything. So it really is, at best, you need like 4 times as much resource gathering to be able to accomplish anything. So you really, really, really want to be on Plentiful when you start out. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go on a bit of a scanning spree. Scan some leaves. Hit M to pull this up, by the way. I may have skipped over that a little too fast. Hit X to bring back up your build gun. Now, for anyone who is coming to this from my Minecraft videos, by the way, you hit V to pull up this gun. If you see any of these slimes, shoot the crud out of them. Because they can drop some things that are extremely useful early on, and it's more unknown materials. Well, I think it is anyway. Oh, no, it does not pop up as unknown materials. These guys have a chance of dropping some extremely valuable items that are otherwise difficult to obtain until later on. So once you've scanned some leaves, you're going to want to scan a tree block right there. We need to scan some rock, which I see. Oh, I see plain dirt right here. That's good. We can scan all of the alien plants. There we go. And we can scan. What was that? Different plant? Nope. This is another purple plant. If you happen to rescan something, it still uses power, so be careful with that. However, during the day, you will slowly generate some power from your solar collectors, and Arthur here has solar collectors as well that he will then use to power you up. However, neither of these are very efficient yet. Scan in some plants. The plants are useful as fuel if you're really desperate, but otherwise not particularly necessary. And I think I skipped halfway out on talking about controls. You hit V to pull up the gun, and X to pull up the build gun. The great thing about the build gun, if you're coming from Minecraft, which is my primary other videos, is why I mention it, you can interact at a basically arbitrary distance, and it's instant digging. That does not cost power for basic blocks, or is a little bit more challenging. Ah, there's some stone of a couple of types, it looks like. Or I could just be mistaking things because of lighting. Probably that. So let's take what we have back, as we're almost out of power, and we're going to use it all in the research station. As you can see, we're already full on coal. Yay, we have power again. And we're going to just go ahead and process all of this because we have plenty of power, and these first objects don't take a lot of power to process. They get us our first few research points. We're going to immediately spend some of that research, one on the black box data. Researching this data could determine exactly what happened. Thorough analysis of the black box data recorded by your suit has now been completed. Competed? Typo! We'll have to tell DJ Arcus. It confirms your visual analysis that a foreign object believed to be a meteor hit the station as you were preparing to dock. The resulting explosion damaged your ship's maneuvering thrusters, causing a crash landing on this alien plant. No other survivors have been detected at this time. Wow. Alright. This doesn't, I don't believe that one actually opens anything up, except a little bit more of the story, but I could be wrong. In any case, you can see what is currently available for crafting here by switching between the different tabs. We are going to start out by researching basic mining upgrades, the power grid, and the suit upgrading. As those are going to be... oh, well, we're going to need to wait for more power for this. The basic mining upgrades will allow us to build the forced induction, and the power grid allows us to make our basic laser energy transmitter. But as you can see, we need resources we don't have. Copper, tin, iron, lithium. We're going to have to go searching for those. And the easiest way to do that is to use your ore scanner to ping for unknown. All you need to do is, as it says, left mouse button to ping. And then you watch the world and you find the glowy blocks. And then you go to those glowy blocks and you scan them. It's actually quite intuitive once you know the basics there. I'm not entirely certain what the range of the scanner is. However, I would bet that there might be something about that in one of these help files. I'm not certain. I haven't seen the actual tools mentioned in the help files. Might be in guides for controls or surviving the first night. I've kind of muddled my way through trial and error style. So let's get down here and see what this particular block is. And I'm doing the Minecraft no-no and digging straight down. Ooh, we seem to be there. If you find yourself in the dark and you need a temporary light, hit G. You'll throw... wow, you have quite the arm. You will throw a glow stick that will light up the immediate surroundings. Check it out, we have some ore here. We're gonna go ahead and scan this ore. And, for good measure, we will hold left control and right click. Oh, nope, until I have researched it, it won't allow me to super dig, but we'll deal with that in a bit. Now, how are we gonna get out of this hole? Well, first off, we're gonna go ahead and widen it from below because it doesn't matter. We have the range to do this sort of thing. It allows for a whole different gameplay style. And then we're gonna use the my favorite control that I haven't talked about yet, which is the F button. F fires your grapple, your force grapple. There's no chain on this grappling hook. It seems to just pull you there through magnetism or something like that. Either way, it's pretty awesome. And because I'm a Minecraft vet, I'm going to be putting up a little rough pillar of stone where I just was, so that I can find it again. Oh, really awesome thing. If you need to build a pillar up, just point at the ground and click. It will go ahead and move you up as you go. Let's go find out what that was. Process hardened resin? Well, that's not good. This incredibly hard organic structure appears to be shielding a soft and vulnerable core. Only explosives will crack it open. I didn't expect to be going into this for a little bit. So, this mode will mostly be useful in the future. But if you hit K, you enter hollow base mode, where you can see all of your machines outlined through the world. If I pop down here, I can see that is outlined. If I look down that hole, I can see that there's a single purple block down there. At least I've been informed it was purple. By the way, hold Z to zoom in. The purple blocks are the alien hive mind. And from the looks of things, we have not just that one, but if I zoom out a bit, by the way, hit U to enter total wireframe mode. Oh, there's a couple more nearby. Yep, there's another one directly underneath our base, and one fairly nearby. So, this is quite the predicament we have found ourselves in right at the beginning, when our closest unknown blocks are alien hive minds that will be sending some bad stuff our way in the long term. Bad slime. Bad. More ruined stuff. I know that these guys can drop ore as well as some less ruined things that are more useful. Have I scanned all of the surface plants? If you just tap right-click on something, it shows you if it is a block that you have scanned. And you can also scan at ridiculous distance by zooming in. I think I've hit all of the surface plants now. Alright, looks like we have a little bit more time. Where are we going? Over here, I've scanned for more unknowns. It looks like there's a couple of largish pockets. Anything very near the surface is going to be either coal, iron, or tin. I dislike having to go around this guy like that, so I think that I won't, because if you get too close to the ship, you just burn up. You're dead. DED dead. No? Come on. Work with me here. There. Fine. Oh. Default step up, too. It's so nice. We need mods for this sort of awesome in that other game that shall not be named. So, let's try that again. There was something close by and fairly decently large and underground. And digging down is a significant part of this game, so you're going to want to get a decent shaft started fairly early. Now, I think that this isn't too close to where we were with the hive, so we're going to go right on down at a fairly rapid pace. In my experience, there's nothing too dangerous right at the start when digging down, but I'm sure that there are hidden dangers in the world I have not experienced yet. I've only played this game for a brief amount of time before starting this series, so you get to mostly experience it for the first time with me. Oh hey, look what I found. Throwing glow sticks around caverns is honestly one of the more enjoyable aspects of the game. Hang on. Nope, not anything super cool. Oh, there is something super cool over there. Check that out. We will go check that out in just a moment. But first... Ah, right. I'm digging through unknown. Just random, some sort of already scanned block. But, if you remember, over here, there's something else neat. You can survive falling from quite a height up. Ooh, yeah. Check this out. I'm very happy to find this early on. Glowy thing. What's the glowy thing? Well, let's take it home with us and find out. And we have another unknown block, and this, I believe, is some actual ore. So we're going to go ahead and stick a torch near it so we can find our way back to it. And we're going to hold control and right-click to super dig. Hey, come back here. Oh, and now I'm out of power. You want to be careful with being out of power and in a cave, because, as you can see, the hypothermia starts to set in pretty quickly. If you need to, for survival purposes, you can go ahead and toss a torch down and stand on top of it. You want your internal temperature to be around 20 degrees C. So when you stand on top of that torch, you are up at an external temperature of 200 degrees C, which is enough to keep you warm. Now, one of my favorite exits in this game is to just point up and spam right-click and right-click and F. It doesn't work once you get very deep, but when you're only 30 meters down like this, it's pretty simple to... whoa. There we go. Pretty simple to get out that way. I can barely see what's going on around me. Where did that hole go? There. Clear out the hypothermia. Look for the giant laser beam in the sky. Put down a little pillar. Toss a torch on it so I can easily find my way back. And bring this torch home with me, because no sense wasting coal. Each torch is 5 coal. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a hike. Again, you have arbitrary interaction range in this game. There is nothing stopping you from standing on a platform over there at that stone pillar and pointing your gun back here and sucking in power from these blocks, and even moving it between blocks, or accessing inventories. Now that seems quite powerful, until you realize how much you need that later on. Okay, so do a little research, and we find out that we found rock, we found bedrock, we found copper ore, and we found diamond crystal. And as you can see, this has opened up a few more recipes for us. The diamond focusing lens is going to allow our laser power transmitters to increase their speed by 15%, which is kind of nice. And the basic drill motor, that was already there actually, the basic drill motor. That came from our miner upgrades 1. That will allow our ore collectors to double speed, but will also cause increased power usage. So yeah, a lot of researching and learning in this game. And once you have researched something, the question marks will go away as soon as you interact with your inventory one more time. So what are we going to do with that vein of copper over there? Well, we're going to mine it. The question is, it's kind of far out. That's what I get for bouncing around too much. That's okay. Not everything can be as easy as the first world was. In this one, I get lots of extra resources compared to the sparse world I was trying out, but the cost is I don't have really awesome giant veins of amazing directly underneath my starting place. Ow. Like I said, you could fall from quite a distance without taking all that much damage, but still, it's best not to go tumbling down. It does sting. Alright, so all we need to do to get mining is to slap one of our 3 extra ore extractors on this and feed it some energy, which we can do by opening the interface and holding add power. Once it has some power and some time, it will produce you 8 ore per minute, which is twice the speed of the sparse world. And you can take that ore back to base to mine it into ingots. We are going to go ahead and make a more direct access to our miner here by building straight up and out. There we go. Oops. Hang on. Can't see. There we are. Eh? Did I hit a tree? Oh no, I hit the side of my other pit. There we go. I think I just built up through the pillar that I was already on. That's a little weird. That's fine. And back to base, get some power, try not to die of freezing to death. You're going to see this hypothermia screen popping up a lot because I've learned to, you know, play it a bit fast and loose. Until that A fills up, you don't die. Or take any damage at all. Yay. Delicious heat warmth. And we toss in some ingots to our ore smelter, and we get our first bit of copper bars. Now, we can't do anything with copper bars alone to make... Well, actually, that's not entirely true. We can make basic conveyor belts with copper bars alone. But if we want even some basic hoppers, we're going to need tin. And if we want anything fancy, we're going to need iron. So, next time, we're going to spend some more time exploring around, and we're going to find ourselves some tin, some iron. We're going to start setting up some proper mining. We're going to try to get some more of these hoppers built, and if I'm really lucky, we'll get some proper automation going on and transporting that stuff back to base without me needing to run around and play pack mule. Thank you very much for joining me, folks. Hope you have enjoyed today's video. If so, leave a like and tell me what you liked about it. Oops. enter slash. I'll try to do this at the beginning and end of every video, because there's an awesome AFK mode where you just circle around your base. If you have not enjoyed this video, leave me a dislike. Tell me what I can do better. Either way, click that subscribe button to see more of these videos in the future, and I'll see you next time.